What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode, and today is the first of potentially many others. We are going to build the ultimate AFC North team out of all four teams in the AFC North, but only you can use 7 players from each team. So you have to be strategic here. And as you guys see here, you're going to see the blank screen here of all the positions. There's going to be 13 offensive players and 13 defensive players, along with a kicker and punter. So just to clarify for everyone watching, when it comes to defense, we made it big enough for 13 players so we can run a 4-3 or a 3-4, so we don't get in that argument of if T.J. Watt's a traditional outside linebacker, if Cam Hayward's a traditional edge rusher, and things like that. So right now, we're going to have enough spots to play any scheme.
It would be dope. Sorry to interrupt you. It would be dope to do every division and then put them into like a tournament style, like a bracket.
We better get working. And
we shall see.
We shall see. If Dante didn't leave us and go on vacation, we could have knocked these out for you, but Dante doesn't care about you guys. He's going to Jamaica to relax and chill soon.
About to be in a seat like an action figure.
We don't record on Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. So I think first we should go down every position for the most part, and if there's no doubt about it that a guy is number 1 there, we should put him there and work our way back and, try to figure out where should we put other players.
Yeah, because some will be worth arguing over and some is going to be like, no, it's him.
Yeah.
We'll start off for quarterback. Are we able to agree that it could be either Lamar or Burrow? Undecided.
Yeah, that's undecided. I think that comes down to what team we need players from.
But yeah, so I mean,
in terms of just quarterback overall, I'm taking Lamar because he's dual threat. But if we have 7 Ravens and need a Bengal,
I don't even want to say it. I want to say Burrow, but I don't know.
We'll put Lamar / Burrow for right now. We can come back to it.
Yeah, we got to come back to that one.
We can. We'll go in order. I did the quarterback. Dante, you can do the running back 1, and Jordan, you can do running back 2, or whoever you think's next in the order. So running back 1. Do you think there's a no doubt about it, Dante?
RB1. Maybe if this was 2-3 years ago, Nick Chubb would have had an argument, but it's Derrick Henry without a doubt.
I agree. There's no argument about it. It's Derrick Henry for sure.
No, there's no argument. RB2. Who do we think that is?
So I'm going to be honest. RB2 sucks. I'm going to skip that one and just say Jamar's wide receiver 1 without a doubt.
Nah, RB2 is that's got to be Chase Brown. Brown is pretty solid.
Probably.
Him or Jaylen Warren, you can argue it, but we don't know how many players.
Is Jaylen Warren still rostered with the Steelers?
Yeah, he's a restricted free agent, so we still technically have him.
So they're kind of the same dude, but I mean, we've seen Chase Brown as kind of like the every down back, so I got to give Chase Brown the nod over Jaylen Warren. Now, if we've seen Jaylen Warren as a 3 down back without Najee there, he might be able to take it from him, but we've never seen him with the lead back role like Chase Brown.
That's true. I'll say for right now, for RB2, I think it could go either way. RB2 isn't like the most important position either, so I say hold off on that one. And
hey, listen, when your RB1 isn't a pass catcher, it's important to have a good RB2 who could be a change of pace back. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Well, so this is what we're kind of going off, though, is there an RB2 that is so much significantly better than any of the other guys that it takes away from the fact that, okay, if we're getting 7 players from this team, this has to be one of them. I don't think Chase Brown is a has to be. I think if there's 7 from the Bengals, and we need 1 Steeler, we're not going to remove somebody else from the Bengals to put a Steeler in.
So that's what I was going to say. I mean, you got to think outside of the 2 receivers, the quarterback and edge, we don't need Bengals. So let's fill them in now so we can get ours in. So
we're going to get Trey Hendrickson because we're recording this before he gets traded. And
there's much better Steelers out there than Jaylen Warren. Way better.
I'm just saying it's close enough at RB2 to not pick one immediately.
I get that.
That's why I said we're skipping that, and Jamar Chase is wide receiver 1. Right? Everybody agree? All right, cool.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, I agree with Jamar at wide receiver 1. We won't put anything at running back number 2 yet, just so we go with the best of the best. Now, wide receiver 2 and 3, We're going to have 3 wide receivers. There's an argument for a couple of them that could go there. So do we want to try to knock out a couple of those receivers or hit some of the big positions that are no-brainers for us? Because I would put DK at 2, but
yeah, DK's 2. Let's keep going with the receivers because this is going to be fun when we got to come back to it and when our numbers are getting close and we got to figure out who to move around. I think DK is definitely number 2. Number 3 might be up for debate for some people. I personally think it's T. Higgins.
You could put three wide receivers, maybe even 4. You could have Jerry, you could have Pickens, you could have Zay if you really needed a Raven.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's very interchangeable. I will personally go T. Higgins. Like I said, I don't think we're going to be taking too many people from the Bengals, but we're going to need to since we can only do 7 from each. So it's like, let's fill them in now. Fill the Bengals in now.
So you're affirming T. Higgins as wide receiver 3.
I think T. Higgins should be wide receiver 3. Dante does. Jordan
is saying that maybe we should wait and see what we got going on down the road and come back to wide receiver 3.
Quit kicking the can on the road. You acting like the Browns with Deshaun Watson. Correct.
We'll kick it for right now. Dante, you're going to get pawned off to tight end at number 1 then.
Tight end 1. Now listen.
Go ahead. Be a homer. You're allowed to be.
No, I mean,
I think
I was going to go Mark Andrews.
No, I'm disagreeing with you. I want you to be a homer.
I was going to go Mark Andrews. I mean, listen, the way they used him at the beginning of the season, he was a left tackle. But then at the end, I think he scored a touchdown in like 8 games straight or something like that. Yes, he did sell for them in the playoffs. He did. But there's no tight end with more stone hands than David Njoku in AFC North.
I agree, but size-wise, I mean,
I personally would take
he's younger.
I'd take David at the 1. I mean, we got 2 tight end spots. I think we can we might agree
it's gonna
on
be
the 2.
Those 2, probably 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I'm okay with putting either 1 at 1. I don't care.
Okay, so we're doing both of those. Okay, so we can go either or there. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'll be a homer. I'll put David at number 1, and then
I'm good with it.
The old hand, brick hand. Actually, more brick hands than David this year. Mark Andrews.
Stat sheet, Derrick. All right.
I don't know if it's really stats. He just dropped the last pass to get him the win. Just kind of, ran on his parade there.
That one will make you look at him different.
I don't know how good other people's left tackles are. I pay attention. Broderick Jones is not very good. I don't know how good DeJuan Jones is. From what Dante says, not very good. Orlando Brown, I know, has been good in the past, but I don't know how good Ronnie Stanley is.
Orlando Brown was not good last year. Ronnie Stanley had a better year last year. Orlando Brown had a down year by his contract standards. DeJuan Jones, now, the Browns' year was such a debacle for me that I'm going to need Derrick to help me. I can't remember if DeJuan was bad at right and then had a resurgence at left, or if it was vice versa. I can't remember.
I mean, either way, I'm still taking a Ronnie. I just think Ronnie Stanley is just way better.
Okay.
So even if he had a resurgence, I'm still taking Ronnie, even if our guy played better at left tackle.
Right.
That would be me personally.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go with Ronnie Stanley anyways. I was just wondering if anybody else was going to make an argument for like a DeJuan Jones or anything like that. But not to be homers here. Let's go with Ronnie Stanley. I like it.
We'll go Ronnie Stanley. Next, we got left guard. It's between two people in my head, Andrew Voorhees and Joe Bitonio. Now,
Joe Bitonio might be 57 years old, but that's Iron Man.
Yeah, I think
let's go with Jason's brother, Andrew Voorhees.
Andrew might be better, but I don't think a lot of Browns are going to get taken the rest of this
So you're doing the Dante thing, though. If it's too close, we got to move past it.
We can move past it, but it's between those 2. So I'll move to center. I think it's no question. It's going to be Tyler Linderbaum. I don't think anybody else is going to take that spot. I'll take center there, and I'll kick off to right guard to you, Dante.
Okay, so that's Wyatt Teller. That's what's my dude's name?
You got Cody Ford, Mason McCormick, and Daniel Falalili.
So Cody Ford's garbage. I literally watched him get beat like a drum and watch him embarrass himself while his girlfriend was talking about him cheating on her own podcast. So he's automatically out. Yeah, man, I'm thinking homer here. Wyatt Teller. What you guys think?
Wyatt Teller or Daniel Falele.
I drafted White Teller on my current NFL team, so
I'm cool. I'm cool with running with White Teller for right now. I think he's the best guard at that spot.
I think so as well.
So to round off our tackle spot and round off our offensive line, besides the one that we skipped, we got right tackle for you, Jordy.
Dude, we didn't do fullback.
Yeah, we don't. I think
we're not running the strong eye, huh?
Nope. RB2. He could be your fullback a little bit if you want.
What did Matt say about the blacks versus whites? We're going to run power football here, folks.
Basically, yeah, that's what yes. What he said.
But no, the Ravens have a fullback. It's not just us.
Yeah, I forgot.
We run Connor Hayward at fullback, but they have one of the second best fullback in the league. There's only 4 of them in the league.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I mean, when you think fullbacks, the only thing Juszczyk and Ricard, you really don't even think anybody else. Then you got Buffalo with Gillum, and then I can name
Connor Hayward. Basically. Yeah. But he plays tight end. He's not even a true fullback.
Right.
We almost signed Juszczyk. I wish we would have. Anyway, going to right tackle. So Jack Conklin, huh?
Him or Maurice Mims? I would.
It's seeming like we're in a bad position at right tackle here.
I mean, Jack Conklin is good when he's not like rolling over his knee and his ankle and his arm and then every other part of his body.
It's looking like this might be one of our weaker positions, huh?
Yeah, I think it's Jack Conklin personally.
I think it's Jack as well. That would be the third Brown taken off, and we're gonna have to use 4 of them at least on the defense or kicker punter. So I'm cool with Conklin at right tackle.
I mean, we got an argument at punter.
We do. There's definitely going to be an argument there. I don't think there's an argument here. Defensive end, there's going to be 2 of them that are no doubt about it. So there's only 2 that are great. Now, just to let you guys know.
There's 3 that are great, first of all. Don't you be taken away from my beloved guy, all right?
Who, Nick Herbig?
He ain't as good as he once was, but he's really good.
Okay.
All right? He was once really good. He's a great.
And for my first defensive end, give me Myles Garrett.
Trey Hendrickson, dude.
Give me Myles.
Trey's number 2, so it doesn't matter. But just so you know, Cam Hayward, listed at D end, is a great as well.
I'm going to be honest. I thought he was always a D tackle.
That's what he plays in our defense because of what we run, but his technical position is D end.
I mean, so Dante, you can either go the next D end or fill in the 2 or one of the next 2 tackle spots if we want to go left or right. Whichever way you want to go.
What Myles and Trey Hendrickson, right?
We can do that.
Those are our DNs.
So let's just get past that and let's just go D tackles then.
I will say before you go, I think you should think about the guy that Jordan was just hyping up for a D tackle spot here, even though he's playing D end.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, we're going 2 D tackles, or are we going
2 D tackles here?
Yeah. Okay, so you only need me to pick 1, right? Okay, because I was gonna say realistically, I mean, Mike Hall did do some stuff at the end of the year, but I don't think he's gonna be up there.
He ain't even listed as the top 2 D tackles on your team.
He was suspended half the year, bro. Chill out. I'm thinking between Cam Hayward and Matabuke. Let's go with the old man that's just been consistent for 10 plus years. Let's go with Cam Hayward here.
We'll go Cam Hayward as the first defensive tackle on our team.
Are we taking them away from their traditional, like their listed position? Like Matabuke counts as a D tackle as well. Like we're not going to take BJ Hill or Malik Collins over them at D tackle because they're not technically a D tackle.
Well, I mean,
like Cam Hayward's technically a DN. That's why in my head I already ruled him out. I didn't think he was going to get picked.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I would say he's a D tackle in football.
Yeah,
he's a D tackle.
He's not the same position as Myles Garrett, even though he's listed as the same position. Same thing with Matabuke. He's listed as a D end, but in that scheme, he is playing exactly the same spot as Cam Hayward. He's in the middle. He's a D tackle. So is that our take? Is Matabuke? Is he a for sure number 2?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I think this is where it's going to get hard because we're getting farther and farther into the defense. We're going to have to shuffle some shit. I bet that we're like very lopsided in a couple teams, specifically the Ravens.
Yeah, we'll make our mark back through after we fill some of these out.
We're going to have to put Burrow in over Lamar. We're going to have to.
So I guess that leaves me to taking an outside linebacker that I don't want to take. But
No, take the other guy. Take the other guy.
I'm going to have to take the
number
best
2.
outside linebacker available. TJ Watt. I'll take TJ. I mean, it's not TJ
I was waiting for it.
Jermaine Pratt plays middle linebacker, by the way. I was just trying to think of a name. But yeah, TJ Watt for the outside linebacker spot.
So here's where it's going to get a little bit tougher.
Who do you think the second one should be, Dante, or do we think it's a little too close?
I'll let Dante go. I just have a question about a guy that we have listed here.
Do you have our count so far?
I can count. I was going to... The reason
we were going without
the reason
count
being we were going to go without count. We were trying to take the players without a doubt that should be there no matter what. And then go on from there. So I think this one might be up for question and we move on from it. But that's unless you think there's a no doubt.
Okay. So we're going what position again? Middle linebacker?
Outside.
This would be outside, the second outside linebacker. Or you'd move to the middle linebacker if you don't want to take one, which I would do.
My only question before Dante answers, does JOK count?
Yes.
Just because of the fact that he may never play football again?
Andrew Berry talked about it and it didn't sound good.
So does he we couldn't take him as outside linebacker too, right? It would have to be whoever's behind him at outside.
He's still rostered in the AFC North.
Yeah, but you're not putting him out there barely being able to walk over a guy that can run.
That's the thing, though. Are we literally thinking of these guys are going to go play a game tomorrow, or we're just making a team of the best in the division? Because outside of him never playing again, he is the best of the best in the AFC North when it comes to linebacker.
Number 2, yeah.
Well, outside linebackers, TJ, of course, but that's also head. Yeah. But
that was my whole question, because the way I've been looking at it is okay, these are the best of the best guys going into next season. If this were to be a team, it would be an AFC North super team. If there was an all-star game where it was every division versus each other, you wouldn't want JOK out there.
So I will say
he's not able to play. Maybe we don't.
I did a mock team before this, and I didn't have JOK in it for that reason, because I didn't know if we really wanted to count him or not because of the injury and things like that. So I guess we have to kind of vote now if we're going to count Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I say we count him because it's we don't know now. I mean, we got a long time before football starts. He could be playing by game 1.
He could. And I mean, linebacker, it's not like he's going to... That injury's big. It's a head injury, but it's not stopping him from being the same guy he was before. I can see that part.
But you don't know, which is what worries me. Would you rather take a guy can go out there and perform, or a guy that maybe comes back week 1, or maybe we never see put a helmet on? JOK is an incredible athlete. He was for sure. I mean, obviously TJ Watt is an edge. He's not an outside linebacker. If you count as a true outside linebacker, JOK is probably the best in the AFC North prior to his injury. That's the big asterisk on it.
So it sounds like right now we should probably just maybe move on, because JOK might not be there when we come back around. We might not need a Brown spot to be there. That makes sense.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Yep.
So we want Dante, your middle linebacker. Do you think there's a guy without a doubt that should be 1?
Is Patrick Queen a middle linebacker?
Roquan as well.
Oh my God, Roquan Smith. Forgot about him. Undoubtedly middle linebacker is Roquan Smith. My middle linebacker on my team that had 3 middle linebackers on it. We're just going to move him though.
Sure.
They played outside linebacker at one point in their career. That means they can do it again.
Sure. Jordan.
So for middle linebacker 2, is it Patrick Queen? Without trying to sound like a homer, is it just are we all right, it's Patrick Queen, or is it Jermaine Pratt?
It's between those two. Depends what team is going to be needed more, I think.
Does one teeter way more than the other to you guys, or is this a comeback see what players we need where?
I would say comeback, just for the fact of, if you said...
Yeah, but you're trying to build your team that you already have built, right? So you're going to say come back and then we'll see, because you're I already know how the cards fall into place. I already know how the deck is shuffled.
Maybe, but...
I'm more asking Dante.
I will say to you that in mine, I have Patrick Queen. Right now, I'm saying move on and wait, because we might take Jermaine. I think Jermaine's better.
I was just asking.
Just saying.
Just asking.
You were coming at me. You were coming on me,
Just a little bit.
Why are you biting? So if I would say it's close. I don't know about Dante.
It's close.
It's close. We could skip it, and we could go to corner. The number one corner in the AFC North is, of course, Marlon Humphrey, right?
Nope, it's Denzel Ward.
No, it's not. It's Marlon Humphrey, right?
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward might not make our top 3, brother.
I think Marlon Humphrey played the best last year as a corner.
It's going to be Marlon Humphrey, Cam Taylor-Britt, and Darius Slay.
Cam Taylor-Britt. That's what you go to.
Cam Taylor-Britt's a dog.
Oh, so Denzel Ward just died.
I agree with Marlon Humphrey 1. I'll give you that.
Did we really? I gotta Google that.
Number 2, I think it should be Denzel. I would take Denzel number 2. If we want to come back
well, remember we were talking about me and Derrick were talking about, I should say, the nickel. When you go into nickel, being a nickel corner is much different than just being a corner.
Yep.
So Darius Slay plays that nickel corner position.
Do you want me to spoil who I had top 3?
Jordan,
no,
before
we're
you
building this right now.
Before you even say that, I don't know what a nickel corner is. Okay, I don't know.
But when you run a nickel package, which is 5 defensive backs on the field, nickel,
I knew
5
that.
cents. Bang.
I knew that nickel.
That's
5.
the corner that comes off or onto the field to be that 5th man.
Sometimes might play that and like an extra linebacker role as well.
It's like the 6th man in the NBA. Like,
I
6th
looked
man
at
of
Pro
the year.
Football Focus's grades, and Marlon Humphrey was at 81, and Denzel Ward was at 68. So we got.
He was hurt as well. I don't know
still
if
hate PFF.
Counts.
68 is crazy.
So
still hate PFF.
Jordan took Marlon Humphrey. I would take Denzel 2. Do we agree that those 2 should, without a doubt, be in the top 2 or no?
Is it Slay above?
Better than Denzel Ward.
I was going to say, is it Slay above Ward?
You would take Slay above Ward?
Taking Martin Everson above Ward.
There's an argument there.
Health-wise, I guess. If you're factoring in injuries and shit, probably.
Beanie Bishop above Ward.
Nope.
Yeah.
I tried to say something controversial, and Derrick kind of agreed. I was like, well, fuck, that's not right.
Let's go Humphrey, Slay, Ward.
I'm cool with that. Doesn't matter which way. I would put Ward or put Slay at 3 just because he's the nickel corner. He's going to come in sometimes. Yeah, Denzel Ward will always be out there. Sure. Would you rather Darius Slay be on the field the whole game or Denzel Ward the whole game? And
if you leave Denzel Ward,
would you rather?
He's going to get a concussion.
Okay, so you'd rather Denzel Ward come in for the nickel corner?
He's going to get a concussion if you leave him in for a full game, let me tell you.
I'm taking Denzel. In our fantasy draft, he's not going to get hurt.
I like it.
Dante, you got strong safety here.
So strong safety. I'm going to go Kyle Hamilton here.
Yeah, I don't think there's an argument. I don't think there's an argument.
There's no argument there. Who's our other option? Juan Thornhill?
No.
Brandel Pitt.
Brandel Pitt's good, but he's not Kyle Hamilton.
For the other safety, are we just going arguably the 2 of the 3 best safeties in the NFL with Minka?
Yeah, I'd go Minka.
I mean, after last year, Minka maybe dropped to like 4, but
yeah, but I'm still going Minka. Yeah,
everyone had a good year
as well,
and so did Jesse Bates for the Falcons. Had a really good year.
So next, we want to wrap back. I know kicker and punter are still left, but I think those.
I said we just pick kicker, punter. Well,
kicker's
Boswell.
Kicker's Boz, and then we could punter, Phil, whoever.
So we'll put Boz. I
think that we have 3. I think there's 2 good. Cam Johnson's good. He just got hurt. He's coming back next year, and then Bajorquez is good.
Bajorquez is nice. I mean, I watch the Browns punt a lot, so that might be biased.
I will.
But if we don't need a Browns player, you know what I mean? It's not like a punter. I'm sure Jordan Stout's, I'm sure, not terrible.
Yeah, I will say, shout out Ryan Redco. This is the only part where I did look up stats. He was statistically the best punter in the AFC North last year, the Bengals guy, which we're not going to use a lot of Bengals, so he might have to be there.
Right.
Derrick had him there in his team. Just trying to rebuild his team.
Not exactly, but I did have him there because
Derrick thinks his team's the best.
He was statistic.
Derrick. Why didn't you just post your team and fucking talk about it, huh?
Listen, I let you guys have it there for reference, and I said we can talk about it. Dante talked about it in the text. You ignored it, but
I'm talking about it right now. You should just fucking record it, just launch OBS. You didn't even need Discord, just OBS.
Well, I needed you guys. You know why? I forgot about Minka And Dante
Derrick's
brought
the
that to my
moneymaker.
attention.
Yeah, he did forget about Minka.
I forgot about
Dante's the
Minka.
moneymaker. That's why. Dante's face. He makes all the money by being on here. That's why you needed us. You couldn't do it alone. That's why.
I did a couple videos alone. They did pretty good. So we'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move back. We'll count.
Yeah.
We can argue that. I'll argue it right now, brother.
I love getting under Derrick's skin because you can see that fake ass laugh.
We'll argue right now. So Steelers wise, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would need one more Steelers player. For Ravens, 7, and that's not Lamar.
So we can't take Lamar. We got to take Burrow.
We would take Burrow there, and that would be 7.
Unless we swapped out, if the Bengals don't have enough, we could swap Matabuke for BJ Hill. I don't think there's a huge, there's a big drop off, but I don't think it's ridiculous.
No. Bengals, we have 1, 2. And if we got 2.
We only got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
No, I didn't put T in yet, but we're probably going to have to put in T, Chase Brown, and Burrow, to be honest.
Yeah.
We only had
Britt may be making an appearance.
We only had 2 for sure that we were like, yep, got to have these guys. So we'll wrap back around. We're going Burrow at quarterback then?
Yeah, I think we have to.
We want Chase Brown.
I think in terms of players, we're going to have to.
And then
numbers,
receiver 3. I guess, did I count the Browns yet? I counted the Browns, right? Did I give you that number?
No, you didn't.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a T. Judy thing. Left guard could be a Brown, could be Joe Petonio, because we already got enough Ravens. I don't think you would take anyone else there. And then we got outside linebacker, middle linebacker, punter. Those would be the rest of the positions that we need to fill. The biggest drop off would be Petonio to anyone else.
Yeah, so keep Petonio there.
Okay.
Since that's a big drop off.
Then we got wide receiver for Bengals. So if we add T, that wide receiver 3, he would be 5th.
Okay, I like that.
We're going to probably have to do that. For outside linebacker 2, or not outside linebacker, sorry, inside linebacker, probably going to have to be Jermaine Pratt, just in terms of player wise.
You got Jermaine Pratt.
I mean, it's Jermaine Pratt or Patrick Queen probably. And
I mean, then your outside linebacker, unless you want to take both Bengals there, you can. That'd be your full Bengals.
So we could go Logan Wilson, Patrick Queen, Bojorquez.
Yep.
I like that.
Highsmith, Pratt, Bojorquez.
I would
I actually like that. Highsmith, Bojorquez, Queen. I like that. I think
Highsmith
it would be Highsmith, Pratt, Bojorquez.
Oh.
Jermaine Pratt would have to go for middle linebacker 2 instead of Patrick Queen.
I think Pratt and Queen are pretty interchangeable, to be honest.
So
what do you think about Logan Wilson and Alex Highsmith?
I think I'm taking Alex Highsmith over Logan Wilson.
Pretty fairly over him?
Nah, not that much, but if I had to pick one, to give me Highsmith.
Are you taking Highsmith more than Logan Wilson, more than you're taking Pratt over Queen? Or Queen over Pratt, I should say?
Yes, I think there's a bigger gap between Highsmith and Wilson than there is Queen and Pratt.
Okay, then that's the way we would go. We'd go Highsmith for outside linebacker 2.
Agree over there.
I will say we can go there if we want to go that route. I will say there will be people saying that Logan had more than double the tackles than Alex Highsmith last season, and more forced fumbles and return fumbles and stuff like
different
that.
Defenses too. Don't forget, Alex Highsmith is the same position on the field as Myles Garrett.
Defense. There's a 3-4 and a 4-3 defense. Yes.
Yeah,
Alex Highsmith is the same on-field position as Myles Garrett.
Now,
he's an edge.
For our team, if we wanted to run a 3-4, I think we would want a more traditional outside linebacker than 2 outside linebackers that ran a 3-4. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with
Derrick's
that.
really trying to build his team, bro. I just went and looked at it. He's really it's his way or the fucking highway here, brother.
I'm just listen.
Me and you hold guys, the cards.
You guys listen. You guys can go the other way. I am just giving you the stats and the reason why I would have that person there.
We are almost entirely doing Derrick's team. There's one difference. Jerry Jeudy, he has a wide receiver 3.
Okay, I'll be honest. This is why I said if you guys wanted to do your own too, do it. ours would be pretty damn similar to one another, I would think. So
this is why you shouldn't have done it beforehand. We should have just waited till on podcast.
I agree.
I wanted to be prepared.
I mean,
there's some videos to prepare for. This wasn't one of them.
I mean, you're taking it a little differently than I thought you would, but I mean, I wanted to see, in my head what it would be like. So you can take it how you want. And I'm just giving you the reason why I would take a certain player over another one, or how you would build the team over another one.
Bengals, dude. We can all come to agreement that we fucking hate fuck the Bengals. Fuck Logan, fucking Wilson, bitch ass. Fuck all of them.
You guys decide these last three.
I'm cool either way. I low-key want to go the other way because Derrick has the other, like the opposite way in his. I want to go opposite of Derrick, low-key.
Go Wilson.
No, that's Derrick's way.
See, you really just don't want to go my way.
Well, why would you tell me you didn't want to do it just to immediately disagree with what
That's the way I said I didn't want to do. I want to go the other way, not that way.
All right, you call it. The power's in your hands.
I'm giving it back to you. No white power over here, brother.
All right, we're going Highsmith.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get flamed for that, but let's go for it. Yeah.
Why is this on me?
You want Highsmith, take him.
No, I want Logan Wilson.
No, dude, fuck. It's the way Derrick wants it to go. We can't go that way.
It's different. My team's different.
Derrick's like Hitler, bro. Osama bin Grossen.
I got a different punter.
Who was the last person?
Patrick Queen.
Queen. There we go.
I don't want that way.
Cool.
Can we shuffle around the corners a little bit? Dude, we got to do something. We're too close to Derrick's list.
Derrick's list is accurate.
No, it's bad. I don't like it.
What do you mean it's bad? Make your own right now. Make your own right now.
I just did.
It would just be those three different?
Yeah. Derrick laughed so hard he lagged.
Oh, shit.
Wilson, Queen, Bajorquez.
Sure, dude.
It's 8 for the Ravens. We got 8 Ravens.
Okay, so we have to replace a Raven with a Bengal.
Where do
and
we
Taylor Britt making his entrance, brother.
For Marlon Humphrey? You could go tight end?
We could change Ronnie Stanley to Orlando Brown.
No.
That would be like our big...
Or tight end.
That's
one. After Mark Andrews dropped that pass, I think we could safely go Njoku and Big Pat.
You would have to go Gesicki. Yeah, you would have to go Gesicki for replacement for a Bengal.
We have to replace a Raven with a Bengal.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Roquan to Jermaine Pratt.
No.
We don't have a lot of options here.
I think our option is Matabuke.
Matabuke for BJ Hill. That was one of the options that I had said.
Matabuke for BJ Hill is going to be our best option. That is the least drop off out of all of those positions.
I had Pat in my team, but I wouldn't mind our tight end being Gesicki, to be honest. And that being
we're not moving the Bengals around, brother.
I wouldn't mind that over the Matabuke move. That's what I mean, because I think that's less significant. That's instead of moving BJ Hill for Matabuke, I think that's a bigger drop off between Gesicki and Andrews, just for the fact that's a tight end too.
Right.
Like the position, like the meaning of position, what means more? A defensive tackle is more, what's the word?
Starting defensive tackle over
that's the backup D tackle, depending on your defense. That would be D tackle 2.
Yeah.
Because we have Cam at 1.
I tried to argue Matabuke over Cam Hayward in the beginning of the year, and then Cam Hayward said, I'm taking PEDs, brother. Watch me turn around my year.
I've been taking PEDs. It's crazy.
Or do we just want BJ Hill in at D tackle 2?
I put in my ballot for that one. You guys vote on yours.
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
I was just throwing options out there.
BJ Hill.
Okay.
That option.
Our final team for the AFC North Super Team. Starting quarterback and all the way down. Starting with the offense. We got Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, T. Higgins, David Njoku, Mark Andrews, Ronnie Stanley, Joe Bitonio, Tyler Linderbaum, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin on the offensive side. For defense, we got Myles Garrett, Cam Hayward, BJ Hill, Trey Hendrickson, TJ Watt, Logan Wilson, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Marlon Humphrey, Denzel Ward, Darius Slay, Kyle Hamilton, Minkah Fitzpatrick. And for fun, we took kicker and punter, Chris Boswell, Court Bajorquez. And if you guys had to take a head coach to coach that team, who would you guys take?
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, without a doubt.
We'll take Mike T as...
I'm I was honestly thinking like we should probably take the 2-time coach of the year, but hey guys, let us know if we should do this for every division and put this in a bracket and we can vote on it. You know, one of you guys can put it in Madden simulation to see who wins. We won't do that, but one of you guys can. And let us know down below what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe.
Join our Discord, you fucks.
Join our Discord. And let me know if
You fucks.
my team that Jordan's hating on is better. It's on the screen right now. Jordan loves it. Jordan loves it.
His team. His team.
Peace out.